Well guys, this is my biggest project ever. This took me like, I think 3 months to complete. So in the next half an hour, you're going to see what I did to this truck. But I'm going to show you right now. Here it is. A little documentation about what I'm going to do with this car. Yeah, I already did the jerry cans, very rusty. I'm going to do this with these things. I'm gonna make them silver and then make some rust points on there, because yeah, when you put jerry cans in there and you mess up a lot, so that's going on top of this. No, of course, I think this would be cool when I make this on there like that, then put these on there and then put some rust spots on there and stuff. Yeah, it's protecting the wood like in the real cars. I also ordered a lot of weathering kits for this thing. I don't have a lot of weathering kits. I have some rust, I have this, I have mud effects. I'm going to use those, yes, and I also have these rust and corrosion, but I don't want it to be very rusty and corrosion. Several spots, maybe here on the tank or something, and a little bit on here, maybe a little bit of rust, but the rest is going to be a little dirty. Yeah guys, I'm very sorry, but I was so eager to go and weather this car that I forgot to push record or record, or how you say it. I've started already with the car, so I'm going to show you here. It's all over the place. I hope I can put it back together, but I think it will work out pretty good. Yeah, I have a lot of mess laying around, so excuse me for this. I also bought this spray booth here, and I'm working on the primer on this thing. I already did some the rack on here, and this is silver metal sprayed. Maybe it's not checking good out of on camera, and there's rust underneath there, so I want it to be a little rusty. I also did some sheet working over here. These are going to be on top. I also have some things hanging on here and here and here. Yeah, here's the inside, and we have to tape that off and prime it. I have to clean it up here, because I also bought wheels, but I don't know if I'm going to use these because they're pretty big. I have the rims for it, the camel rims. I have foams for these things, for these rims, but like I said, I don't know if I'm going to use them. What is my intention? Everything that's now black, I want it to be metal looking and with a little rust. So first you have to prime it, and then when it's primed you have to paint the rust, and then we're going to use hairspray method to do that. So the top is going to be all covered in metal and with a little rust on there. Then also these things, also rust and stuff on there, so I have to get these off and mount them afterwards. Also the body is going to be weathered pretty heavily, because I don't like it this way. It's nice, it's a very nice car, but I like it more like when it's real dirt and everything on there. I bought a 1080 for it because I don't like this thing, because there's no drag brake on there, or less drag brake. So first the body, and then afterwards the electronics on there and lights. Oh yeah, and accessories. Yeah, too much. In the meantime, I bought a boom racing. It's not a new one. I liked it, and it's also very detailed. More on this in another video if you want to see that. Very into the Defender here, and as you can see, there's screws everywhere, and I don't know if I can get it back together again. I'm sorry, it's raining again, and my airbrush booth is running, so I'm sorry for the noise. I even took this off here, if you can see it, and yeah, I also took that one off. I'm sorry for the mess. These are already also drying. These are all in primer. This is already in rust. This is in rust. Yeah guys, sorry for the mess, but a lot of things are in rust here. Also rust, I have the shovel over there that's hanging. That's, I don't know what to do with that yet. Also that thing over there, and also the steer from behind. These are my paints.
The following day.
A lot more done on the Defender. It's the following day. I hope this all works out, yeah. This is all brown. I have to put some hairspray on these parts afterwards. This is with hairspray on. This is going to be black. and then I'm going to rub it off so there's a little rust coming through. I also did the mirrors. Here is the front. This is the radiator. You can take that out, so you can see there is going to be the radiator is going to be silvered. That's nice. This is all hairsprayed on, so these are going to be painted tomorrow with silver and then rubbing over there so the rest is coming through. I also did the head. Yeah, I made it a little dirty and painted the hair. I didn't want it to be completely black, so it's a little blonde black dude, you know what I mean? So these are the wheels that I chose for them. I think I like them the most with these things in there. Also, if the tires are too big, I'm going to mount boom racing tires. And these man, these are real heavy, real heavy. I filled up these boxes. This is with real oil. I want it to be as scale looking as possible. So this is real bearing oil that I put in there. This is for a window thing, something for cleaning or something. No, this is for ice defrosting. And this is all cleaner, like Dusty or something, you guys know. And we have to put these stickers on there that make it real, of course, when you drive and it moves and everything. That's very cool. I think it's cool. There is a plastic thingy on there. Look, so peel that off, and so come on, let's go. So we're going to make this dirty because I don't want it to be nice and clean. I think you noticed that. This is going to be also very, very dirty. And this one also. And over there, I have toilet paper. Everybody needs toilet paper. And this is my interior at the moment. And I think it looks kind of cool. These aren't stuck on there yet, so maybe I'm going to glue them. These are stuck. Oh my God. There it goes. I'm gonna let that sit and dry a couple of days before I start rushing it, because I want the paint to harden real good. So that's the idea. This one is finished. This one is finished. In my opinion, it's finished. Maybe we can add some more. Also, the magazine over here. I'm going to add some things on the rear here, and I'm working on these things for the top because these are dirty, but on the inside they're going to be nice and clean stuff, like this one, nice and clean. And I also have money. Where should I put that? I was thinking about removing this thing because I bought this metal thing and I wanted to mount it on here like that. But yeah, this is not looking very good if it sits like this. So I think I'm going to remove this. That goes a lot better. Grind the last piece off. Gone, it is. The rest I'm going to do with some paper. Prepared some more stuff for paints. Look, these things. The bumpers, the thing over there, I don't know how you call it, and the front bumper. Taped everything off, so that's ready to put in primer tomorrow. All the other stuff is still drying, and it's a long process. Day 2. Another update a couple of days later, of course, and yeah, we are going to work on the body today. I got everything loose, so I hope I can put it back together. I also bought license plate light, so if you want to know how to get it in there, you have to remove the original one, and this is the license thingy that came with it, so you have to drill the hole out in the rear to get the light in there. Yeah, and you have to mount that separate on the driving lights. This is also included, this little window thing. You have to put it underneath there. There are little screws included, but we're not going to use that. I'm going to tape this. I'm going to do with this thing, I don't know how you guys call it, but I'm going to make it a little dull, so the paint that I'm going to smear on there to get the weather effect is getting stuck on there better. So I'm going to finish up here, and when this is finished, I'll get back to you guys. You know when you're done, when it's looking a little dull here. What I'm going to do right now is take a cloth and spray some brake cleaner on there and make it clean so the paint sticks better. Don't have to make it real red, it's just a bit so it sucks up all the dirt. I bought one in the hobby shop, and that is like, what is it like? It's a S, so it's a small one. And then I bought one in the model store, and this one is thicker, but €3, very expensive. So this is 1 millimeter, and I think this one is way thinner.
Later that same evening.
So guys, I've been sitting here for a couple of hours now. And I tried all kinds of stuff. I tried the brushing method, I tried to wipe it off. I did all kinds of things, and at least, yeah, I had my options open, and it's not the prettiest, but I think this is not that bad. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments what you think. It's not the prettiest, like I already mentioned. I tried to do these up things here on the top, but I failed miserably. So they aren't perfect, but for me they are better than before, than I was thinking that I would succeed about it. And how did I do it? Yes, I did it with this little tiny thing. And one tip: if you put your tip in there and you push in there, you push hard enough. Don't go in there like, yeah, try to don't hurt that thing, you know what I mean? So push in there and follow the line. Easy as that. It's not perfect, but I think, yeah. What do you guys think? I think it's cool. I'm not going to film everything here because that would be very boring for you guys. So I'm gonna cut off, and I'm going to put the camera on some pieces so you can see what I'm doing or what I did. It's a very unconventional way that I'm going to do this. I experimented a little bit over here, and I have a lot of stuff going on here. So let me tell you a bit what I've did. I take a cloth. I have a lot of stuff. I have a big brush. This one. I also have two colors. I'm going to do this with dirt and dark earth and a little bit of black. And maybe it's over the top for you guys, but I kind of like it. This is what I came up so far. And it's dark now, it's real dark, but it's going to wear off a bit. So I'm going to make it darker than I want it to be. So I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm going to do a little bit over here, and then I think you'll get the hang of it. And what you do, take a little bit of dirt, you pour it in there. You take a little bit of dark earth, you pour it in there. And there is a little bit of black over here, and then I mix it. Remember, the darkest color, black, don't use a lot of that. So we're going to pick dirt here, and I'm going to smear it all over the place. Look, like this. It doesn't matter where it comes, you can always remove it. Then you take some dirt, your earth, and you go crazy, you know what I mean? You go totally crazy. It doesn't matter. You take the cloth and you wipe it off. And you wipe it until you like it. You see, it's too much, so you take a little bit of black, you take a little bit of dirt, and then you go back on there. So guys, you can't go wrong with this thing. You can't go wrong. So and you can always remove it if you don't like it. So afterwards we're going to do the rust on there. I already did some rust and it came out pretty good. See, this is pretty dirty. Also the windows, I did the windows too. I'm going to do a little bit, here's some smearing on there, and I want them to be dabbed, you know what I mean? So I'm going to do that again and then dab it. So here is the rust that I did. Maybe it's not the kind. It could be better. It's a learning process. This is going to be a very dirty truck, and that's my intention, a very dirty truck. You can also put some water on there and then dab it a little more. So a little bit of water.
Now you're diluting it in several places. Where you have put too much on there, you can take it back with a little bit of water. See, if you smear it out, the water takes the black away and everything. So yeah guys, I'm gonna continue here a little bit, so I'm going to show you the result in the end. So I think it's pretty dirty, and yeah, I kind of like it. So guys, what do you think about it? Is it too dirty, or is it not dirty enough? I don't know. I'm going to let that sit for a day or a night, and yeah. Looks awesome to me. I think it looks good.
Day 3.
Well, yeah, sorry for the noise, but I have my mask on, and I think this is going to look real good. What do you guys think about this? Also, I did the mirror also a little dirty, so that one is the side. There's a little matte varnish on there. I think I have to do it a couple of layers. So okay, I hope you understood what I was saying here, because I don't have my mic on and anything. So now the rear one, I have to do some thing on here too, and then I have to put the wheel on. So I still have some work to do. But I'm gonna put you on, and you can see me doing some airbrushing on this thing. I hope you like it. Guys, what do you think? What do you think about this? Do you think this car looks good, or do you think it's rubbish? Let me know. Maybe it's too much. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? This is the front. It's not ideal, but it's the first body that I'm doing here. Like this. I never done this, and I tried all kinds of different techniques, and I watch a lot of videos on these things. I did, and I don't know if it succeeded or not. In my opinion, I'm pretty happy. Could be better, of course. Could always be better, but does it need to be better? I don't know. What do you guys? Let me know in the comments, of course, what you guys think. If you think this is a cool body or not so cool. I'm gonna mount the interior in here after this is all dry. I'm gonna clean my airbrush out, and then I'm going to let that sit for a couple of hours, and then do the second layer. And tomorrow I have to do another 2 layers on these things. I think everything's done then. When you put this wheel on there, it's a little out of scale in my opinion. So the wheels that are going to be on there are these ones, and when you mount this one on there, this looks a lot better. I ordered these wheels. These are from the D1RC, and they fit on those rims. So we're going to open the rims, take the wheels off, and also on the front I'm working on that to put it on there like that. Looks also more scale, more realistic. I bought these things from GRC. I think it's GRC. GRC, it's for the TRX4, but they also say that it's for the FMS one. So this is the snorkel. This one looks more realistic. I'll keep you updated on that part. And I also bought some Injora springs, and these are like 80 millimeters dual rate. So there's still some accessories that are in the mail. I have to glue these things on there. I think this is going to be it. Also one package just fell down, so that's going to be glued on here. So that chock is on there, and I used one of these ones, the biggest one. So this chock is sitting against this side, and I used the spacer on the front. I'm going to do that on all 4s. I'm going to use the stock motor because I think it's
very quiet. I don't know if it's going to be quiet with this thing. This is going to be in there, and then I have to redo my lights all over the place. I also going to be using my radio link for this thing. Well, this is not going to work if you don't 3D print something over here, because I don't know if you're going to see that this, when you put it on there, it hits the diff casing. This one is very, I didn't compare it, so this one is lower. You can see it over here when you mount it. See the difference? This part is too much. I have a new EcoBoost. It's a 36 kilos, and this one is also waterproof. And this one is, see, I think it's going to fit. See, it's the same height, like that. It's a little lower, but a little difference in there. I'm gonna try that, and I'm gonna let you, you're going to see if it sits in there. So guys, this took me way too long. So this is the original one. This is the one that I wanted to put in there, and this is the one that's going in there, I hope. So the explanation, this is the servo horn that sits on there, on the original one. This screw over here hits over there on the top of the diff. Maybe in the original one there is not enough play on there, so that doesn't hit. But if you put other servos on there, like for instance, you can see this one is the big difference here. You can see it already. This one is too low, sitting too high on there, so the servo horn is even lower, and that's not good. So this one wasn't an option. This one is like, it's lower, but I think it's going to work. This is not going to fit. I need a spacer like 2.5 millimeters, 3 millimeters in between that. So I'm going to 3D print the spacer. I also bought these little tiny things, and I think they're going to look awesome. So these are mud flaps. I bought them from Ali. These are all 3D printed, and the mud flaps are for the Defender, and I think they are TPU, so they're flap like a real mud flap does. Screws included, and yeah, you have to burn off the little excess from printing. Yeah, it's really nice printed. So these are going to be mounted on this side. I don't know where they have to go. I also took the exhaust pipes. So this is a complete kit. Exhaust pipes and flaps. When it's all mounted up on here, I'm going to show you how it's done.
10 seconds later.
Well, one is mounted, and let me explain. These little tiny screws that you see over here, these are to put the exhaust on this piece, on these little tiny slots here. This, you have to replace these two screws here. There are replacement screws, and you need to use the slightly longer ones. So these are the original ones, and these are the slightly longer ones. Then you mount this piece like that, and the exhaust comes over like this. See, I mounted it up temporarily so I can still move with the exhaust. See, so I can afterwards put one screw tight, and then I'm going to put a little drop of Loctite or something in between it so it doesn't move. So you have to remove this screw, and then you have to mount this one, look, over here, and this one you have to remount with two screws on there. So you have this piece and this piece. This one mounts on that side like that, and then you have these two tiny screws here, this one, and you have to mount it with these holes on there like that. Or like that, like this. I don't think this is good. These two screws hold this piece. There's only one in there now, but it's very fragile, very fragile. I don't think that's a good solution. Why didn't they print that in one piece? It would be much stronger. So I think I'm going to design this one in one piece. You have to also get this thing off, otherwise you cannot mount it.
The following day.
Well guys, I did this thing, I made it. This is the part that I made, and this is the part that you get from the guys that provide these mud flaps. I also designed this. This is a very tiny piece because I bought a real hose, air vent hose or something, but you cannot plug it in there, so there's no plug included. I made something that you can put underneath in the original spot, and then you can mount this one on there and maybe put some glue on there. So that's the one, and and you flip the car around. That is it. I 3D printed these things to put on the interior, and this is to put the leather, and there are holes in there, so put your belts and everything so you can tighten them up. Also this one, you can tighten this one up. This one, there's also a hole in, a very tiny hole that you can put your belt through. And there are holes in the bottom. Also with this thing, deeper holes, look, to put inserts in there, and then you can screw them on the top. Well, on these items, I use these inserts. You can see I put them all in there with the soldering iron, and then we're going to paint these, of course. I also made these from a long one. I cut them and glued them together, and then put some heat shrink tubing over it, so to make it a little realistic. This one is already finished, has to be inserted over there like that, and I chose to do it in the same color, a little darker, and black on the side. This is what I got so far. I also painted the 3D printed parts. I just have to do some matte varnish on there. So I also made these 3D printed parts. This one is too high, but I'm going to show you here what's the meaning of it. So this is going to sit over here, and the wheel is going to sit like that. So this one is too high, you can see that. And this one is for on the bottom, so we have a lot of support when you put the screw in there. Otherwise you're on one screw with a Lexan body, and I don't like that. So I have to print this again and lower this again a little bit down. But I'm going to make the hole already, and we do that with a body reamer with this thing. 5mm hole goes in there, because this is 5mm, and you put a screw in there for 5mm. I measured it so it's completely in the middle, and go slowly with this thing. Don't overdo it. It's a body reamer. It has to ream. If you drill through it, you get chops, you know what I mean? So it's a pretty thick body, so take your time. And sometimes measure it or something. Or have a screw at hand so you can push it in to see if it's okay. Yeah, is it ever finished? I don't know. Look, I did this with the side lights, 3D printed this thing, and mounted a standoff from a computer in there. So I have to do the screws here, they're black. I have to loosen this again because there are 2 screws underneath here to mount this complete plate on the car. I forgot that. Yeah, the interior is in there. You're not going to see it because the light is too bright over there. And also, what I also did, these screws here, I shortened them. Look, this is the original length, and you can see it wiggles, and it's not that straight. So when you shorten the screws, you can make it tighter, and you can make it nice straight. So these 2 screws, shorten them, it's much sturdier in there. And I can already hear you say how you're going to shorten these little tiny screws, these little tiny ones. I use this one, and I put it in there like this, and clip it very hard, like that. Put the Dremel on, it's going to be noisy. Wear goggles, very important. And just do 2 threads, maybe 3. See, it's not much. Now I'm going to put the wheel on here. I made it like 32mm, and I hope I did it good. You take this one, you put that in there, you shove it underneath here, because I made a hole. So you put that one in there, like that. Put this one on top. Then you take your wheel, you slide it in there, and there's an hex, of course. You take your M4 lock nut, you screw it on. So again, I took the insides out because I forgot 2 things, and yeah, after a while I was like, yeah, I want them in there. So I forgot my 3 things. I forgot a rear view mirror, and I forgot my dice. I wanted them in there, and I also forgot inside lighting. So I made some inside lighting from 3mm LEDs, but I wasn't sure about taping them in there or something like that, and I wanted something else. So I designed this, and designed cable management wire things, how you call it. So also for this, you tape this on with tape, double-sided tape like that, and then we can go over here upside to get the power. So this is going in there like that. I'm going to tape it all in, and then I can show you what it is. Looks like this. See, it's small, it's very small. It lies in there. Just a second. Only I forgot that this one is thicker. So, but now you can do some hot glue over here and tape this on there. And when you want something else, you tear it out easier. And these things are just to put the light on there, so it doesn't get it. An LED warms up a bit, so I don't want it to decolorizing on this body. So I'm going to mount it in here, and then I'll show you how it looks. This is how the cable thing looks. Maybe it's not the prettiest, but yeah, my wire was a little too long here. So I had to wrinkle a little bit. I also put some hot glue on the LEDs so they're not so bright. So when they're hardened out, they are like a little wider. You know, the white is dimming them. Now I have to make one on here too. I forgot that one. I think if I use the same as the one on this one, the same as this one over there, that it will be okay. So I have to 3D print that one, and then the interior can get back in there. I have to resolder some cables. Big project. So again, guys, it's a lot of work, and I got the Traxxas box here, receiver box. The inside light is also mounted. Hope you can see it. I don't think you can see it, but it's in there. I also did this. So these are connected now with a plug here, and this plug is connecting these lights. So when I have to take this off, I can unplug these lights. I changed that, and I'm going to explain you how I did that. This is the normal wiring that's on there. So I used little plugs, little electric plugs for that, and I soldered the cables in there, and I heat shrink them on there.
3 weeks later.
Well, guys, this is almost done. I'm going to show you a little bit around here with the close-ups and stuff, but this I have to mount. I have to screw that back on there. I did also the interior lighting, so the complete interior is completely done. I also added these lights. I have to color this one to black, this, and put all these things on there. It's very heavy. It's extremely heavy, a lot heavier than before, of course. But this is how the inside looks. Not much changed here. Only put some glue on these things because it was wangling around. This is the inside from the front wheel.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Well, guys, I finally got my shocks. That's about time. In the meantime, I tried these 80 millimeters in front and the 100 standard shock ones in the rear, and I think I have to put it up a little bit, 90 millimeters, and the standard ones, the 100s, yeah, I want them to be from Endura because these have different springs, etc. in there. These are the shocks that I tried, 80 millimeters with the hard springs. Green is soft, this is hard. This is the standard ones, 100 millimeter. They are on the rear at the moment. So we're going to try in front here are the 80 millimeters, and I think this is sitting a little too low here. So I'm going to try these 90 millimeters in the front with, of course, yellow springs. I don't know about the shock oil yet, but I'll put it on the screen what I put in there. And these are going for the back over there instead of the standard ones.
1 eternity later.
So like you can see over here, the stance is very, very nice with these chocks. I like the opening in the wheels. They're not exaggerated and they look very, very scale looking. That was my intention of the car. I did a lot of work on it, and I hope that you like what you see over here, because you saw it in the video. It took me like 2.5 months to complete this thing. Here is a little close-up of the interior, how it looks inside. And yeah, I did a lot of work on it. I'm going to put a light over here so you can see better in there. There is internal lights included. I'll show you in the picture how it looks at night. I added these 2 lights and they are very, very bright, and I think they add a little realism to the car. Let me know in the comments what you think about this build. Here is another overall view from the top. Please like and subscribe if you like this content. If you want to see me do more of this thing, let me know. I'm glad to show you what I learn and how I do stuff and more. Bye.